this is just a wonderful place to be musically. Every time someone talks about Washington, they mean the president or the administration, and it's not Washington, that's the federal government. You know, Washington is this vibrant community that is constantly churning out crazy and insane and beautiful things.
Deleted Scenes has been together about 4 years. I guess we started in some form in high school. We were just kids in the suburbs of Maryland. Growing up in like sort of a close-knit religious community was hugely influential, I think, and formed me as a person and as an artist. DC doesn't have a sound, Baltimore's better, everyone moves to New York. These are like the current DC stereotypes.
I started playing piano when I was 5, and then moved to guitar, and then moved to drums. Said the little red hen to the rooster, you don't come around my chicken shack. I play, but right now 7 groups, and they're all different varieties, from Celtic music to calypso music to folk rock to anything else, and I like playing with different people, and I like having some variety to it. But I love going to Brooklyn, I love going to Philly, and I love going to Baltimore, but there is nothing lackluster in my mind around DC, and it's the reason I've never left.
Most of the places that are booking local bands don't want to book you if they don't know you. No one's going to get to know you if you don't play shows. I mean, it's a snake eating its tail. Having grown up in Washington and had my brothers Ian and Alex so active in the music business and the music scene, I really learned from them about the importance of community that can come from something like music.
I'm a recovering concert promoter. I promoted concerts for about 30 years in the Washington area. Well, other places as well, but mostly in the Washington area. You can't think of this as the bluegrass town or the R&B town or whatever. There's so many good types of music here that are thriving. You know, this used to be the country capital before Nashville was big. It was all here, which is pretty amazing. And it's the big band capital, and it's this and that. There's so much here. It's so much harder to get on the radio. Back in the 70s, there were local radio stations. There's no such thing anymore. Music is so controlled now by major companies, and the concert company being one of them.
I got started playing. Bands were, when I was young, a young teenager, that was what people did. I mean, there was a band on every block, literally, in my neighborhood. Kids weren't sitting around playing video games and then communicating on their Blackberries and using Facebook.
Back when we were young and spry.
There was a very vibrant music scene back then, because that's what people were, people went out more and did this kind of thing. You still had a little bit more ground level support than you do now, unless you're very lucky. And it's unfortunate because there just aren't many places to play anymore. You know, most of them are gone, and people are tied to their televisions and their iPods and downloading and all this kind of stuff. And live music pretty much has gone by the wayside.
There's the old Fort Reno stage.
Fort Reno was a wonderful place to go. You know, it's an outdoor place, you know, and people are going to come, you know, and get to see you. And it was a real big deal back in the early 70s when it started, because there really was nothing else like it going on.
Fort Reno's become sort of a myth at this point. It has been running for over 40 years. It's always just been there in the summer. Bands have been playing. No one's really sure why. A group of citizens in that neighborhood, in the Tenleytown area, they got together. They started booking concerts. I have no idea what kind of music or how they got the bands. All that stuff is lost in the memories. my goal of the way that I approach the booking for Fort Reno is to bring people together, to create bills of bands that don't know each other, in the hopes that maybe they'll begin to know each other and we can kind of go back to that old way of, you know, friends sort of lifting each other up as they climb.
Oh, sweet! Another Fort Reno picture. The Muffins at Fort Reno, and that's at the new
Fort
stage.
Reno is a great place, and a lot of people cut their teeth there.
You know, that's still there.
There are 2 CDs out from concerts I did at Fort Reno, one in '72 and one in '73.
Those free concerts are some of the nicest things I did. And, I think that they were real important to supporting the local music. Any place that you can go out and have your music heard is good.
I've played a Fort Reno show, and I think it's a wonderful venue. You know, they're just one of the many places that are putting together wonderful shows for free around this area.
The percentage of people that are interested in local music and arts is such a small segment of the actual population of DC that it's actually much more like a small town.
I would love for there to be more interest in non-traditional shows, all the time, not just in the summer, because they are going on all the time. We Are Family and Positive Force are doing amazing shows at St. Stephen's Church all the time now. And not only are they having great bands, they're doing it for great reasons and more community building, which I think is fantastic.
We need more Fort Renos, you know, that type of thing, you know, more places for people to play that are safe.
The DC music scene has tremendous talent. It amazes me how many wonderful people there are here. And any night of the week you can go out and hear great stuff.
There is a sound unique to the artists in this area, and you can appreciate that anywhere you live.
The DC music scene is comfortable. It's nice, it's low pressure, it seems pretty friendly these days. We're just making music.